Good day, ladies and gents. How are we all doing? Hope we are all good. So, it's been a while since we had a session, so I thought let me do a quick live trading session for you guys to close off the week. So today is the 25th of July, 2025, and we are mainly looking at GER40. So, what's my bias? If you notice, price is sort of like in a range which is more or less visible from the 4 hour. We are currently bouncing off 24,500 and 24,000. So based on current market price, what would I like to see? What I'd like to see right now is if price can retrace, maybe take out this high coming into this imbalance and retesting this broken zone, which is a resistance area. If we can come up here, I would love to take a sell from there, with the potential of price coming down to 24,000. Excuse me. So for now, I would say that's my current view. So if we come to H1, you also see here it looks like we've created the high of the week, right? This was the high of last week. We took out liquidity there, and price is sort of pushing down, and we've broken this market structure here. So if we can create a lower high somewhere in here, and remember when price is in a downtrend, usually this is what happens. There is going to be a liquidity sweep at some point. So that's what I would love to see here. So if I can get price push up and then sell, I would say that's the setup I would love to take. So what could make me just want to sell from current market price? Well, I might consider a sell. Let's see how M15 is looking like. Nah. I would rather get a retracement up. I would definitely want to see price come back up, take out these highs. If we can take out this and show resistance at any point here, that's the best setup. For me, that's definitely the best setup. That's what I would love to see. Then TDI also has to give like a static 50 bounce here just to confirm what we are going to be seeing. So US 30, that's my view for this afternoon. Let's see. We are also trading within the morning's ORB. For those who use ORB confirmations, London session, you can see this whole block here. That's the London ORB. So it will be visible when you guys see me switch to trading view. You can see here I've got my ORB. So that will sort of guide me. So again, we also have the previous day lows, which means there's a potential of a zone flip sell setup, which can potentially happen. So maybe before we get into this, let's just quickly check how our daily candles are looking. So where is price most likely going to come to? All right, so based on this, you see I've got my external liquidity here, buy side and sell side. That's how I'm looking at it. And I've got this demand zone here, which looks like it was almost tapped here, although it actually wasn't. So it looks like, rather, it looks like price will potentially come back towards this demand zone or towards this order block. And that's where I would love to see price come towards. If we can get that move, hopefully we should be in it. That's my view for now. So that's our daily bias. Then the 4 hour is the one I showed you from MT5. You can also see we left a bit of like supply zone right here based off this broker. Let me just see what we have on MT5 on the same spot. Yeah, we've got a bit of a supply zone right back up here. So uh, that will be like a worst case scenario, which means I might actually consider maybe a buy, but we'll see. If price comes as high as this area, that's also possible since we also have the open price there. So that's a point of interest. So let's see if we're going to get that retracement. and that push down. Should we get an immediate drop, I might consider a sell stop. I'll just like see, although I'll prefer to see price pushing up first, like I said. So we're going to keep this on M15 just to pay attention here. So for example, let's say we get a solid sell candle here. If we get that, I can definitely consider a sell without price pushing up. I can definitely consider that. I'll just be paying attention to the ORB, of course. I'd love to also see them break out, but let's see what happens. This is the London ORB, and the New York session is about to create one just now for the New York Open. So that's it for German 40. So between US 500 and US 100, I'm actually looking for potential buys, guys. Looking for potential buys here. Seeing that price already took out liquidity below the current open of this week, right here, we created this nice W pattern, and it looks like we could get this. That's what I would love to see. But of course, if we get a solid close below, then that could mean price wants to come lower, maybe to this dynamic 50, but we'll just see what happens. I'm ready to take buys here. The only thing I would rather wait for maybe is like a spike to the bottom, maybe come towards yesterday's lows. Okay, let's just do this here. We might come back towards yesterday's lows. Let's see what they do. So if we can get any signs for a sell, I might consider a short-term sell right here. It might be a quick one as well. It might be a quick one. The reason I'm saying so is price could just be like pushing down to take out liquidity here. Then they might still want to push up just like I'm thinking they will. So let's see what happens. So I think I'll just sit with you guys. So it's in some parts I'll just be quiet and watching price. Stock market opens. New York stock market opens in. Oh, it just opened. It's the opening bell right now. So let's see. Excuse my flu, guys. Okay, gold. My point of interest is the previous day's low. We could get actually a price retracing back into the range, which is very possible here, considering that we are currently on a dynamic support, which is the 200 EMA. This is a nice candle here. Let's see. So we could get this depending with the pace of price, but for now, this is my point of interest. Price will most likely get here. So if I get any reason to take a short-term buy, I will. Then US 30, or they might come lower. I still want to see a liquidity sweep here. Maybe price finding support on this zone. For now, that's also my point of interest. So if we can get this, then that'll be a perfect setup. That's what I'm trying to look for on US 30. So we are patiently stalking. So for now, those are my setups. GU, I was hoping price would retrace, but they continued dropping. So for New York session, I was hoping they would either come into this imbalance or they would come to this order block slightly above. That area remains a point of interest though. So if we get an intraday reversal, I could consider taking a short-term buy. But the trend for now is bearish, and I feel like we'll even come towards or break the current lows of the week. Possible we could break the current lows of the week, coming down to this low you see on the bottom here. So for now, let's just scroll through our pairs, and I'm now going to switch to trading view. All right, M5. So I'm on M5 to mark the opening range candle for the New York. That's why we are on the 5 minute time frame right now. So I'll just do it for all the assets which we looked at. Then after that, we'll see if we're going to get any breakout confirmation based on the biases which we have, or we are going to try and spot something which makes sense based on what we planned. So let's see. So GER40, GBP, USD. Wonder what they're bouncing on now. Where is this zone coming from? I wonder. Okay, NASDAQ. NASDAQ candle looks great. We've got the previous day's high at the top here. We've got the initial London highs right here. So liquidity sweep here might see us go bullish like we planned. So price will most likely be coming up here and up here. So also this was this morning's ORB. So coming above that opening range could also signal that price will get towards the previous day's highs. Then from there, we're going to see if we'll break out. But if we get any shorts, then we are targeting the previous day's low. So we're more or less like in the middle of yesterday's range. Okay, US 500, we're using this for divergence. So London hit this low, higher low, and US 100 hit a lower low. So we've got a bit of a divergence setup and a liquidity sweep here. So if we do get something showing us buys, guys, we should execute on buys on NASDAQ just based off that what you call it, just that SMT divergence. So soon as the opening range candle closes, we are marking out the high and the low. Then we check if we get a nice breakout. US30 has taken out the current lows of the day, which is the London lows. Okay, only the London lows, not the initial. Let's see. Yeah, it's actually the lows of the day. So we've taken out the lows of the day. 5 minute candle has closed. So the first asset I'll go to is GER40 because I'm mainly stalking that particular pair. So we mark the high, mark the low. We wait for a breakout to confirm. Right, we wait for a breakout to confirm. So we could be coming back to the previous day's high. Like I said, if we confirm a buy here, we'll take a buy. NASDAQ is almost breaking out. So again, you also have to wait like for the candle close to confirm. Once you get a candle close, the thing is everything has to be simultaneous. So it also helps if you're just looking at one asset so that you don't get too confused. You will just be paying attention, waiting for that breakout, waiting for the candle to close. Then you have to confirm it with the current bias you have for that particular asset. For example, we're on US30. US30, we are finding our support on the 13 EMA, but like I said, we've got this support on the bottom also. So H1 shows that we can potentially push up, we can come towards the current highs of the day. So a bullish move is possible. M15, I would love to get a close above today's open price for us to start buying. So with that in mind, excuse me, if I come here and this current breakout of the ORB is solid like this, what I'm now looking for is basically a buy. After that candle closes, if there's a follow through, we are entering a buy with the stop loss below the lows of the candlestick, which broke, and we are aiming for the previous day's high, something like that. So US30 looks like it can give us something. So maybe for now, let's focus on it. Gold is pushing up. Okay, I don't want to get too lost in the sauce right now, so let me just focus on a few. So for now, I'll put my money on the US 30 setup and the German 40 setup. So from this setup, what I'm also noticing is we've got the morning opening range for London session right here, which has been retested with the liquidity sweep. So I would say if we close above here, confirming the breakout, then I'm going to remain with this bullish bias. A 1:2 will be fine. A 1:3 will be fine, targeting the previous day's high, but I normally prefer going for 1:2s based on the proper count I'm trading. Anything above these will, of course, just be a bonus. So for now, I'll say this is how we are waiting for US 30. We're waiting for a short-term buy. Everything to our left looks okay. We are trading above the London opening range. We've taken out liquidity of the London lows, which were also the current lows of the day. So that's a liquidity sweep. We do have a market structure shift here. So maybe if we go to a smaller time frame, we might also get something to use. Okay, before we get lost in the source, like I said, M15 has to close above today's open price, guys. M15 has to close above today's open price for this setup to make sense. It has to close above today's open price. That's in about 5 to 6 minutes. Again, we're just aiming for the Asian highs, basically, or the current highs of the day. That's what we'll be aiming for. We do have an inside bar on US 30, and the way we trade inside bars is to trade a breakout. So US 30, there is a setup loading. Either this setup will form today or Monday. We're going to have a break and a retest of yesterday's levels. This will most likely be visible from the H1. So, of course, no need to rush into this setup because what you're now looking for, based on what I'm seeing, is since yesterday's inside bar, we're looking for price to push up, retrace into those highs and push up if we're going to buy, or we're looking forward for them to break, retest, and then continue pushing down, maybe towards 44,500. Here, if we break above here, we're definitely going to be setting new all-time highs from my point of view. So if we remain bullish, the next stop for price could be 45,500 area. So this is just based on looking at the daily candle, yesterday's candle. So we have to agree that we are all seeing an inside bar. And the best way I know how to trade inside bars is breakouts. Unless, of course, we have like a fake out, price comes back in the range, then we'll still be looking for buys coming to the other side and looking for a possible continuation. These are all just possible plays. So for now, I'm going to stick with the bias I have. Let's see how the M5 is closed. So the M5 has given us that close above. So if we get a breakout here, for me, this is going to be a buy stop. As long as the current lows of today do not get violated, this setup is going to remain valid. So it's just on standby for now. Right, so let's check German 40. German 40 is only breaking out of the range now, so I still need a candlestick close to confirm the break. Okay, NASDAQ still inside that range. We trapped both sides. Anyone who's buying has probably been taken out. Anyone who sold has probably been taken out, depending with their stop losses. US 5, US 30. Okay, is the one we are mainly stoking for now. Gold. Gold, we had not marked it. Okay, so I think these are all our pairs, right? GU looks like it's going to continue with these cells already in motion. It's crazy that the assets we don't really look at or we forget to look at are the ones which move. So we got to close below the ORB. So the setup in play is that cell there. The stop loss, so just put it outside the range for a 1S to 2. A 1S to 2 will be somewhere here. So this is now what I'm looking for. If this price retraces back into this level, I can still consider a sell. I've already missed the perfect entry here, so I'm just going to wait. If it pushes to TP, then that will just be a miss. So we're stoking US30, stoking GER40. Okay, GER40 also looks like it wants to come to the party. M15 is looking good. The only thing I'm not happy about maybe for now is because we're still inside this range, but I feel like we'll get the push up which we want to see. So at the break of this candle, I'm going to look for longs with my stop loss below the pin bar, and I'll just be targeting the previous day's lows. So we're going to get ready to execute that trade on a proper count. If it does what we think it will do, we are going to take it. So let's see. Like I said, I'm looking at M15 on my phone. M15 is looking good. We've got a nice stop hunt. H4, it's a retracement back into the fair value gap we mentioned. H1 also looks good. There's a nice liquidity sweep. And as soon as we break above, okay, what's going on here? Okay, I need a buy stop. I'll say this is how I'm looking at it, guys. I don't know about you, but this is how I'm looking at this trade. Okay, so normally I go for a 1 to 2, which is the original setup, but for this particular setup, we just need this as a target. That's why you see my TP will be so close, but let's see. I haven't yet activated it. As you see here, price can still retrace back into this level before we start to get the push. So my buy stop is right here. Then this is where my target is based on my prop. Then the setup will be 1:2, aiming for the previous day's high, just like this. I just need 1%. So let's see if we get that follow through. We need that follow through. Okay, so for now, I'm committed on GER40. US30 looks like it's coming down to the other side. So let's see. So using the ORB for confirmations, this is where it helps. It helps you by being patient. You don't really jump into a trade if you have a bias. If I was saying I'm buying, I'm not just buying. I need a certain confirmation. So right now, if I had just bought, you can see I would have been in loss and I'll be crying. So yeah, let's wait and see. So gold has got potential to also continue to the downside, but let's just keep stoking. Okay, so GER40, we don't want it to disappoint us. We are happy with the setup here. That price has taken liquidity here. We've also hit an order block whilst taking out this liquidity. So we want the retracement back to the London highs. That's the setup I'm looking for. That's the setup I'm looking for. So after that has been said and done, okay, why is it showing buy limit now? It's supposed to be buy stop. Okay, let's do this. Okay, as it breaks, I'm just going to enter manually. Okay. We are active in the trade. Let's see how it goes. A little bit of a slippage here, but it's all good. If it plays out like I think it will, okay, I'm just adjusting that TP because it has to be 500. So just looking for 40 points on this trade. Let's see if we're going to be able to get them. So for now, we're just going to let this trade run and we're going to look at something else. What we're trying to encourage is just setting and forgetting. So since we're done with that, US 30 pushing down, gold. Okay, NASDAQ has done that stop hunt to the downside. Do you see this, guys? The one which we said might happen. So here there's a bit of a stop hunt. So let's see if we continue pushing up. After that has also been said, come to NASDAQ. Right, we're getting a break to the top side now, which means soon as we close, I'm going to be looking for a 1S to 2 wherever we close. So let me just do this. I wanna go to the other account. And here we're going to trade NASDAQ. We got that close. Risk 1%. Stop loss, I'll put it below this week just to give the trade room to breathe. And I'm just waiting for a break out of the candle which broke the opening price range. So if we get this candle turning bullish, then I'm definitely going in with a buy. It should also be a 1:2 risk to reward. And yeah, let's see how it goes. NASDAQ, I've been wanting them to come to around 23,500. So maybe I might take it on the other account and hold. We'll see. Okay, I'm long and I'm going to have a TP of 2%. Okay, let's see how that goes. Okay, so these will be my only two trades for this afternoon. GER40 and NASDAQ. US 30, I've already put it on the side. So I also don't want to overwhelm myself or overwhelm my minds. I just want to take what I can manage emotionally. So we're going to run with NASDAQ on one account, GER40 on the other. And yeah, after that has been said and done, That's it. So maybe let's just come to okay, anyone who's new to trading, these are all the sessions we have for basics. So this will be ready for anyone who wants all the basics. Anyone who wants our course 2025 day trading mastery course in video form. These are some of the topics we have from the intro, the indicators we use, how to choose your broker, deposits, withdrawals, stuff like that. These are some of the topics: market structure, moving averages, liquidity, support and resistance, OBs, fair value gaps, TDI, putting everything together, some books in there, some of the trading strategies we use, gap trading, M&W patterns, understanding the open price, dating EMA entries, understanding the session direction, buyers, the timing, the buyers stop and entry. All those things are what's included in this course. We also have assistance for anyone who's trading synthetic indices, boom and crash, if you need help with lot sizes, risk to reward ratio, trading psychology. We also have some psychology books which I just threw in there. I do not own these books. These are just books which I have in my library and I thought I would share with you guys. Practical application. I did like back testing, I think, for some of the assets, and you see the results as we back test the whole strategy we use. Some advanced topics, all these results and stuff like that. So we currently rounding up the ultimate day trading course, which will just be like a 2.0 version. So if you get this particular version, which is the ultimate day trading course, you will also get the 2025 course, which you saw for free. So yeah, this is also results. This is derived synthetic indices, some flashcards. Okay, there's just one there. Fundamental notes, gold and forex. Okay, there's a lot. It's literally packed indices. It's mainly German 40 for the most part because that's the main asset which I trade. Then you see other things as well. Some mentorship notes, just things to help you as a trader. SMT divergence, I don't think there's anything. I haven't yet uploaded any vids, but this is yet to be done. Some high probability setups, how they look like, and some other notes on the bottom here. So yeah, if you need this course, let me know. It's not yet ready, but it will be ready soon. What's available is this one on top. So jumping back to our charts, NASDAQ is pushing well so far. Um, Slow but sure. Slow but sure. So let's see how it goes. Okay, let's see how the other one is looking. Oh shit, wrong count. Okay, halfway towards where we want to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break even now because if I'm wrong on this trade, I want to give myself another chance to trade again today. So that's why I'm breaking even. I don't want to mess up my risk for the day. So let's just leave that one. So I don't know. Let me just sit with you guys. Let's see if these setups are going to play out. Worst case scenario on NASDAQ, or it's not a worst case scenario, but price can still pull back, retest, and then push up towards the previous day high. So in the meantime, I'll just keep my fingers crossed that we don't get taken out at break even, then price still pushes up on GER40. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see how it goes. See how it goes. We're almost close to what we want, though. We just need like 150. Almost close. All right, let's let it rip. We just keep our fingers crossed there that it doesn't take us out since it's almost close to TP. So for now, I'll just like do something in the background, then I'll come to give a closing narration once the trades are done. All right, so I think the German 40 trade might have taken us out. Let's see. Yeah, it took us out. So we got break even there. We almost got what we wanted. So this is just to show you what happens sometimes with the setups which you might have. Sometimes you move your stop loss to break even and price will come take you out. So what am I going to do now that I'm out? So if for any reason I feel like my setup is still valid, for example, let's say price starts to push up, I can still re-enter, but now my stop loss is not going to be here. It's going to be somewhere maybe below this last week's we see. That's a possible place where I can put my stops. If we also push back to retest the ORB, and we start pushing back up above the breaker, I'll still take my buys here with the same stop loss. So that's part of my plan. That's part of the setup. The view is still the same that price can potentially come to previous days high. So this is a live chart example of the disadvantage of moving your stop loss early from where it is to break even. Because if there's a slight retracement, price can simply take you out. So let's just take a quick glance on, okay, so this one pushed to the other side and we broke the opening range with this candle, which means even if there's a sell for us, the sell is not yet valid. It will most likely be looking like this. So it will be a bit of a bigger range of a stop, but the trade will be looking like this if it does happen. US 100, our trade is still valid. I believe this one we did not touch it. So let me imagine I had put my alert here. So let me put an alert here. Okay. Then I'm going to just get ready to get in again. I'll just use the same risk, my stop over here. That's the frustrating part. And sometimes, you know what could, what could happen is price could push up, then they could still come tap you out again and still push up. That also happens. So how you decide to take your trades or manage your trades is basically just up to you. So let me see how M15 is actually looking. So I'll check it on my phone. I guess that's a buy again at current market price. Okay. Okay, now we need about 450. It's funny that when you need a very short trade, price sometimes does not give you what you want when you want it. But let's see. Okay, cross check parameters. What we just need is a push up, but sometimes price might not give you that push. So that break-even trade already spoiled the initial setup we have because now our stop loss is inside this range. But anyways, I need about, I actually need 20 points here. Let's see how hard it's going to be for German 40 to give us the 20 points. We need 20 points to the top side. Okay, US 100 is now pushing up. Why did I get a bit? Okay, we are in it. We are in it. Oh, my brain, my brain, my brain. Okay, so US 100 is moving good so far. It's only German 40 which is sort of playing with our emotions right now. Okay, I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that it does not take us out. I would hate being taken out here because I'm way inside the risk range of the original setup. It just gets annoying at times, but let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'll add another alert here. If we break here, then we're pushing up for sure. That high. If we break this high, we're pushing up for sure. Then this will be the target. So let's see how that goes. So annoying, man. Maybe I was a bit emotional with my second trade there. It's going to give me an unnecessary loss now. It's definitely going to give me an unnecessary loss, which means now the next trade I have to look for it probably on Monday, but I'll need like a full setup. Yeah, it looks like it will take me out. Yeah, definitely almost there. Mm. Okay, it's okay, it's okay. That will most likely take us out. So we just take that loss, then we'll just have to come back on Monday. But I'm not happy with my execution on that particular trade, man. I'm not happy with my execution on NASDAQ. Um, NASDAQ, I'm just going to minimize my risk into here. Nothing too drastic. Still give it room to breathe. So yeah, I'm sad about GER40, guys. I'm sad about GER40, but yeah, you win some, you lose some. It's all part of the trading. I also could have closed at some point there on the other account when we touched about 300. We could have closed, but yeah, we live and learn. We live and learn. Yeah, these are both prop firm accounts, which we're doing different account sizes. Um, yeah. I'm disappointed with GER40, man. Why didn't they push to our TP? But again, if you notice, it's crazy because they are reacting at the highs of our opening range in the morning. That's where we're reacting. So yeah, that was to be anticipated. So I think I was too quick with the re-entry. I was basically too quick with the re-entry. I was supposed to wait for a close above the zone. So that's just a correction for you guys. I was supposed to wait for a close above here, then take my trades because now this is taking me out. You might still come here and push up, like I said. So that will already mess up like my daily loss. I would have wasted my bullet right now. That would have been a waste. So I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I might do something here. Let's see. Let's see. I'll be very lucky if it doesn't take me out. That will be the craziest setup. Okay, sorry about that. So gold is selling. Yeah, German 40. You know what I think they want to do? They might give a nameable candle here, then push up. But the thing is, it might go lower. That's what will definitely take us out. And I'm not in a position to increase my risk at all. I cannot increase my risk. That's not part of this trade. Okay, let's see. Are we going to get lucky? I don't know. If we survive this one, we're going to be very, very lucky. Because another mind is telling me to close so that I can have 300 to work with for the particular setup I want. Another mind is just saying, let it be loss or win. So, as a trader, those are some of the things which you're going to face. Those are some of the things you're going to face. So, let's see what happens with it. Some days you enter the market's price will move like this, up, down, up, down. Some days you enter and it will just push to your TP, maybe one small pullback and TP will be hit. Oh shit, my God, oh my God. Okay. Looks like we took out liquidity, so the sell was not confirmed, as you see. So, like I say, the ORBs, they just help you with like protecting your capital. You don't jump into a trade like quick. You have to wait for certain confirmation. So if your confirmation does not come, you simply stay on the sideline. So US 30 is just going sideways. NASDAQ looks like it will pay. It's German 40, which will just like take us out the way I'm seeing it. Yeah, that's a sad one there. But should I get one high probability trade, I might still take the attempt if it's enticing enough. Okay, see, it took us out there, so we lost that trade. Just based on not waiting for that close day. So all good for that setup. NASDAQ. So since I've got a loss on that account, this is usually how I do it. So if I've got a loss, I'll simply break even here because I don't want to walk away with two losses. That's just like one of my personal rules and it's part of my plans. If I've got two trades running and one is a stop loss and I've got an option to like break even on the other, I'll just prefer to move my stop loss to break even so that we don't walk away with two losses. So as long as we've moved our stop loss, our TP is in place, we know we are done with that. So for now, I'll just say I'll probably be on the sidelines. Will I take any other trade? I'm not really sure. And maybe let me highlight this. If you notice, most of our setups, we usually take our buys when we are above the 13. So I was anticipating price to come up. That's the reason for my buys here. So please don't get confused. This was a bit of an advanced entry. We're trading into the retracement. We want to see like an ID 50 if we're going to continue down. So that was my reason of taking that buy. So everything else had lined up except that we did not get that little push. We literally needed like 20 points to get to our target, and we did not get there when we thought we could. So that's what happens with these markets sometimes. It's something which you should just get used to as a trader. So let's see. Maybe we have to wait. We might have to wait for current H1 candle to close. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stay on German foot and see how M15 is playing around. Are they going to give me another chance for a quick scalp? Because if they do, I could potentially take it as long as it's still in line with my plan. Happened the other day. I'm not sure if you guys were with us on that particular trading session or if you watched it. But yeah, price took us out. We had one move. Let me actually see if I can show you the setup. Um, which day was it? Was it the day before yesterday? Yeah, it was the day before. Oh shit, I just moved the setup. But this is the setup I had. So more or less the same criterias. This was our breaker. My stop loss was below the opening range, and I had a 1:3 risk to reward. It was looking something like this almost. Then this black candle you see took me out and I lost 1%. But my setup remained valid because I saw price coming back up and I was like, you know what? My setup is still valid. So I re-entered with another 1% risk. And my risk to reward was 1 to 3. I recovered this and I still closed with 2%. And the trade then went on to hit like a 1 to 10 risk to reward based on how I had mapped it initially. So it was a good setup. So if I see it happen again today, like what is happening right now, I'll be very pissed because this shows just like mismanagement of a trade. Because if I had not exited the stop loss which I put here, right now my initial trade will be running and I wouldn't have the loss. You get it? So how you manage these trades is very important. And sometimes you feel the urge to move your stop loss, which is normal, and price will take you out and still move your way. Sometimes it will take you out and still go against you. So you would actually be happy that you had a break even. So it can work for the good side and for the bad side. So right now we've got this pin bar. And like I said, if we get a close above the opening range for London, I'm definitely going to execute a buy, and my setup now is going to be looking like this. I'll only be keeping my fingers crossed that we push at least as high as yesterday's lows. That's what I'd love to see, which means price has to break above this liquidity here. It's going to be a bit of a stretch now, but if as long as we break above that level, we should be able to get the trade. So we just get the trade ready. What I'll do is I'm going to go in with let me use 500 tempted to go higher to get a one-to-one, but usually if you do that, that's where you end up with a loss and you end up losing more than what you had bargained for. So let me run with what, a solid 1% and 70. We're literally looking for like 50 pips or something close to 50 pips. All right, so let me just sit with you guys. Let's see what they give us. If I tell you NASDAQ took us out, oh, sorry, not NASDAQ. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong chart. Looks like we're getting some volume in the markets, like there's some news or some shit. Uh, okay, I need that close. I need that close. I need that close. Okay. Okay, I'm actually ready to buy. I mean, it's mismanaged that trade. It's not even funny. Okay, can you give me that? Looks like there's volume coming into the market any moment from now. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that is the correct type of volume we want to see. If we are going to push up, price should take us to our targets. That's what we are praying for. Like it's a news event of some sort. But let's see. Buy stop above this green candle here. We will also be closing above the morning session or RB. That's where we want to buy from. So let's see if they give us that. I also hate getting caught up in a sideway market. Once you think you got it right, enter a trade, takes you out. You enter a trade, you think it's moving, then it starts to go sideways, it takes you out. You enter again, it takes you out again. Then this just leads to like emotional trading. So I don't like sideways markets, especially if they happen after the first impulsive move, because you don't know how long it's gonna go sideways for. But let's see. Okay, 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 we've got something. Oh shit, I'm forgetting I now need 900. Damn. Let's see if we get the push we want. Got caught by slippage there. We got caught by slippage, guys. Our stop loss placement is okay. Only thing left is to see if we're going to push up. Okay, if I keep looking at it, I'm gonna go crazy, guys. So I'm just going to leave the trade running and hopefully the screen will keep just recording here. If it's a loss, we'll take it. Slippage is just increased it to just above 1%, which is okay. We just have to deal with that for now. And keep our fingers crossed that it plays out. So I'm just going to do some other stuff, then I'll now. I actually realized I was talking and it was on mute, but anyways, I'll come do a recap um in about 30 minutes from now. All right, guys, so this is the trade this afternoon. You saw the mistakes I did. I hope you don't repeat those mistakes. This trade is a success in my books. At any point here, we can close, but here I'm just making up for lost time, but the setup is successful. Setup is successful. Just a bit of mismanagement from my side earlier. But there you go. NASDAQ is still playing, but GER40 is done. So this is basically the life and the day of a day trader because sometimes price will take you out. We've hit the previous day's low, which means the setup is basically complete. And price could literally give like a very deep retracement right now. So I think I'll just close and I'll come back for another entry just to pass this account. So we still need about 300. So if you watched until the end, thank you so much, guys. The only reason I'm closing now is because the plan of my trade is the initial target was the previous day's low, as you see. So I mismanaged my trade a bit here, which affected me and it just messed up my whole day. But anyways, it's all good. We still walked out with a win. We had a break even, we had a loss, and we recovered the loss. So for that, I'm just happy. And the setup was a success. NASDAQ is still in motion. I'm not sure if it took us out on our trade. Maybe let's just take a look at it. Okay, it's still in motion. Still in motion. So again here, I don't know how I did. Oh, okay. Check what okay. What happened with this setup? Okay, this is a break even. Okay, let's see. I think it can get to the 2% because this looks like it's so far off a target based to this. Like this is almost there, you see. So I don't know what I did with my risk, but again, those are some of the things that you just need to fix as a trader. Make sure your risk variable is the same and make sure you just like take your trades and don't fiddle with them. If you decide to set it, forget, set and forget. So like you see, for me, I would have passed this profile, but because I mismanaged my first entry, I moved my stop loss early. Price literally came, tapped me out, then pushed. Then when I re-entered, I also re-entered early. So that re-entry, I had a tight stop and it also took me out. Then my third entry, I managed to recover and this was the trade. So both entries or both setups here would have played out quite well. So that's it for me today, guys. I hope this session was helpful. Basically, this is how I trade every day. And if you want to trade with me, please type yes in the comment section or join my WhatsApp community for the August mentorship. Thank you so much. If you watched until the end, it was a bit long, I know, but it was definitely worth it. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a safe weekend. Good trading.